Hey guys, Guy Mullins here. This is gonna be the worst song ever. Feel that boom, Gallagher, 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 Gallagher. Feel that move, Gallagher, 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 Gallagher. Gallagher, 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 Gallagher,
Man, I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired of that one.
Honestly, great fucking song. Like,
Yeah,
if it was AI.
yep. Thanks to what's his name? I can't remember his name.
I think it was,
Snarkfield?
yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
Snarkfield.
Snarkfield. I always get like confused because too many of these idiots online have similar names, so I always end up saying Banter Snark by accident instead of Banterfield or Snarkfield or whatever. See what I mean? Too many
Right.
similar names makes everything confusing.
Oh, yeah, that's why I just like put 8 fucking O's at the end of my name there.
Yeah. Nobody else I know has the name Potato. There's like I always get much to Vlad's chagrin, Akumu and Kumo mixed up because good God, why do two people that are best friends have to like have names that are so similar? It's like if I named my avatar Gilded Pa and then
Right?
like, you know, just criticized everyone for getting us mixed up.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that Akumu and Kumo are basically like the same person. One of them just has less schizophrenia.
Yeah. Turish says, I have no idea how I got channel XP. We were just talking about that before the stream
Yeah.
started. Apparently, it's just YouTube's way of trying to reward people for participating in the chat. So the more you participate in the chat, the more XP you get. So people can start blabbing in the chat in order to get more XP.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like when the only reason I have the top spot is because I tried to start a tower unsuccessfully.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Engagement weird, yeah, for real. So today we are not going to be talking about stupid ass Psy Scribbles drama because that would be a boring waste of time because that whole situation in and of itself is a giant nothing burger. So instead, we are going to be talking about a YouTuber that was shown to me. Hello, the oops,
No, hi,
Glass
Raven.
Raven. Glass Raven is one of my biggest up and coming fans, which is hilarious considering that she is several times my size. But you know what? She recognizes talent when she sees it.
Ooh,
I'm doing great today, Glass Raven. Sure Potato is too.
yeah.
Um, I'm the number one Gallagher fan, she said. Oh, well, that's funny because I don't remember seeing your name in my subscribe star. So, interesting.
Look who has the number one slot, Raven.
Yeah,
I'm on the stream too. Like, I'm the
true.
biggest fan there is.
Ugh, I need to figure out how to get my web camera to mirror the image so that grass toucher isn't backwards on my hat.
I don't see it. I don't think it's backwards.
It's backwards for me. Hold on, let me check YouTube
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah. It's going the right way on both fucking StreamYard
Oh,
and YouTube
well,
here.
for me,
So
it's not. For me, it's backwards. Metapome says, "Why do you look like a starving Jewish kid?"
uh,
Um, I am a starving Jewish kid, obviously, or else you're talking about potato.
yeah, I mean, like, I do it so that my dick looks bigger, but
That's the real strategy right there.
yeah, like the skinnier you are, the more penis you have. Like
Yeah,
that's just facts.
obviously. So instead of talking about the side drama, we're going to be talking about a YouTuber that was shown to me by one of my friends, McMushtrippy, who does a lot of awesome channel art for me. This person goes by the name what is it? The Realist Rant Man.
Yep, the realist rant man, not realist, realist,
Yeah,
ist.
realist rant man. Hold on, let me. So, here on Gallagher memes, we try to watch these videos as they come out, so that way you guys are treated to an organic reaction, right? So the realist rant man is a YouTuber with over 1,000 subscribers who is a vlogger. It looks like his channel kind of like died out a year ago. He stopped making videos.
So I
Um,
did look into his channel. In addition to over 1,000 subscribers, he also appears to have 1,000 different conditions, which just by looking at his face, I could see that.
Yeah. Uh Glass Raven said, "Who is Rant Man?" Oh, you're gonna learn who Rant Man is.
You're gonna
Um
learn with us.
yeah, you if you saw the thumbnail of this video, you'll learn. He makes really awesome titled videos like "There is no free will," "Why I prefer to be alone," "10 reasons why you shouldn't have kids." What's another good one? Why blood is thicker than water is a lie. I hate boomers. Why you shouldn't fear death. Uh, let's see.
What I think is really interesting about him and his videos is like he had one video titled "Why You Should Have Kids," ended with like punctuated with an exclamation point, and then a
Mhm.
couple of months later, he put out the video "10 Reasons Why You Shouldn't Have Kids."
Yeah, he also said, "Why no fap is cringe." He does have like a lot of like random videos about his conditions. Why I hate what is this? I can't even pronounce that.
I
Anadonia. and
Yeah.
why I hate having insomnias, why I can relate to incels.
Oh, gee, I wonder how that one's gonna go.
Yeah. But Gallagher, why do you use Stream? Why do you still use StreamYards? Because I'm too stupid to use OBS. I had got OBS to work for a while, then OBS updated, OBS stopped working, and then I got lazy and forgot how to use it again. So I just like stick with StreamYards. Eventually I'll, become one with the 21st century. Yes, I am a dumbass.
Honestly, I don't mind StreamYard so
Yeah,
far.
but
Yeah,
the other person who we're going to be focused on dumbassery today is the Realist Rant Man. This is what he looks like, by the way. Um, obviously he's got a better mustache and facial hair than I do by a
Look at
mile.
that jawline.
Yeah. I think when I first saw him, I described him as if Low T turned into a human being.
Right? I wonder if that has anything to do with why he relates to incels.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I'm looking at his facial structure right now. I'm just waiting for him to make a video called "Why I Hate Having Fetal Alcohol Syndrome." Yeah. So if any of you guys are longtime viewers or just went back and watched all my videos, you'll know that one genre of YouTuber that I really, really don't like, it is vloggers. I fucking hate vloggers a lot. And I think I would classify this guy as a vlogger because he just uses YouTube to basically like bitch and moan about things. Now, keep in mind, I haven't watched any of his videos. This is all going from purely thumbnails alone and video titles alone. Like I said, Mick Mush Trippy sent me these, I want to say like November of last year. And I never watched them. I was like, oh man, this is going to be something good one day. And the day has come almost a year later. So without further ado, let's listen to why this video is called I Hate Having Autism. It's about 15 minutes long. So let's dig in.
So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Chelsea Rantman YouTube channel, and today I am going to be explaining why I hate being autistic.
Okay. I was not expecting the British accent.
Right? I don't think I was either.
Nah.
Something else really weird that I noticed about him is all of his videos are like between 14 and 15 minutes long. I don't know if that means anything, but that was just an interesting observation.
Yeah. I also am oh god, hold on. My fucking shit is all fucked up right now.
Do you think he scripts his videos to
Uh
get them all that long?
who knows? They are all suspiciously within like the like 14 to 15 minute range.
Yeah, like he watched someone's video on how to make some real motherfucking money on YouTube, and he only paid attention to the the length of time to get mid-roll ads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he must have done something right. He's doing better than me, which is I hate saying that. I don't know what it is. Like I shouldn't let it bother me so much, but when like people who just make slop content just somehow get like all this clout, I'm just like, fuck, man.
Like I'd want to like try to like figure out this guy's like history on YouTube to see exactly how he got that many subscribers.
Yeah.
Like there had to be like one specific video that did it for him.
Maybe it was his video he made called his most viewed video is just called Life is Pointless. So maybe that is it. Life is pointless. Does he do any live streams?
He has done live streams.
Yeah. Oh boy. I guess for another day we can do a live stream touring of my new house because yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be fucking amazing. His profile picture, by the way, is a stamp that says anti-nationalism, stay unborn. So very interesting.
So, like, I just went to his channel. The second video, like the second oldest video on the channel, from about a year ago, has 1.4K views, and it's titled "Why I Hate Being a Virgin" with 3 exclamation points.
Yeah.
So I
That's
think that's where it happened.
that's hilarious. Yeah.
Why I don't have friends anymore and why self-improvement is overrated have similar numbers.
Why the world is a mess and why I won't bring a child into this world. Well, I think that has something to do with the fact that you made two videos called "Why I Like Being Alone" and "Why I Can Relate to Incels." Why
Yeah,
self improvement is overrated. Hmm.
that one's got 1.8K views.
Uh, why I don't have friends anymore.
Buddy, I wonder.
All right, I'm gonna hit play again.
Alrighty, let's
Right.
do this.
Now, first of all, the reason why I'm actually decided to not want to have a child is because I'm autistic, right? Being autistic is literally a curse. Well, it's a blessing at the same time because I feel like because your brain's already going through hell before you actually go through actual hell, you kind of know that the world is hell.
Oh my god. That is a very autistic take.
Like, how would he know though? Like,
Yeah,
he's had
because like
autism his whole life.
yeah, reality is based on perception. Like as cringe as that says, that's why like North Koreans like think that they have the best life ever, even though they live in like squalor under a fucking dictator. They think their life is fucking great because they don't have anything better to compare it to, right?
Yeah.
So in order to think that your life is hell as an autist, you'd have to understand that something outside of your life is better. But the problem is I don't think most autistic people would say that like life sucks because they have autism, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they'd say life sucks because people bully me because I have autism.
Yeah, exactly. I just like how he was like, it's a blessing because your brain puts you through hell before you experience hell. I'm just like, bro, what?
Well, so like every autistic person I know loves having autism because it means they know a lot about trains.
Yeah, they do love trains, don't they? I don't know. I always thought the whole like it's my ADHD is my or autism is no, most people say ADHD is my superpower, but I don't really, which I think is cringe as fuck, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody say autism is my superpower.
I've seen shirts that say autism is my
Dude,
superpower.
that's so dumb. Like you said, just
Like,
means you like trains better than people because trains
yeah,
trains don't speak in hyperbole.
trains, boats, planes, fucking like
Computers.
yeah, like the autistic people, all of the autistic people that I know have one thing that they're really fucking good at, and they make a shit ton of money doing it.
Yeah.
Right,
So
you've
like,
already like I feel like you've got autism. You're already aware of the world around you because you already see the world in a bad way, right?
Having autism means you automatically see the world as bad.
I want to know like how his parents like talked to him about autism growing up. It's like, did they just sit him down one day and say, "Son, I'm sorry, you're retarded."
He's acting like autism gave him like x-ray vision to see through all the sunshine and rainbows of life and let him see like all the bad things.
Maybe his like autism special interest is pessimism.
Yeah, true, maybe. Oh, what the fuck?
I wonder what this is. This is a
Was that one of those like vapo inhalers?
Yeah, like the one dude from Qatar was saying he was using when he was beaten off in Bootopia.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember that guy. I think he's still subscribed to my channel and he leaves comments pretty frequently.
I hope he's watching this stream right now.
I don't know if he was really beating off or not, but
Yeah.
you know, it's funny either way.
I don't think he was, but I will believe that he was.
It was only funny because he got triggered when he was accused.
Yeah. No,
But
absolutely.
why would you do that though? Like that's like using one of those that's like almost as bad as when I used to yell at Carmen I'm sorry, Cameron, when she would start picking her nose on fucking camera.
Pick and flick.
Like, look, if I wanted to pick my nose right now, you know what I would do? I'd do this.
Yeah.
And then you guys would never know. Or even better, I would do this. And then I would pick my nose real quick and then go like this. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's not that
even
fucking
better.
hard. It's not rocket science. Like time is irrelevant when you're doing stuff like this because you can always just stop or turn your camera off or cut it out of the video. Like this isn't a live stream, this is a pre-recorded video. He could have just cut that out.
Yeah, for real. I think that's what makes him a lol cow, is the pointless like just stupid shit that he's doing.
Already we haven't even gotten like into the meat of the video, I don't think.
Yeah, we're what, like 20 seconds in?
We're 46 seconds in.
46 seconds, god damn.
Yeah.
inhaler, you know.
Oh,
I don't really have much.
Why does he shove it up his nose? Like,
dude, he's
you're
like giving
supposed
himself a COVID test with that thing.
Yeah, like you just like put it under your nose so you can smell it. You don't have to fucking like do it like cocaine.
Yeah, you just gotta get the vapors up in there. You don't gotta like fucking like tickle your fucking frontal lobe or anything.
I bet his parents are broke because of how many of those things he goes through a week.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't heard that fucking fire alarm chirp yet. Or smoke detector, I'm sorry.
Can't afford a 9-volt when you're buying your son 7 fucking vapo inhalers a week.
Because it gets down to the back of your throat, it sort of helps with your cough. But yeah, the reason why I'm autistic.
He uses it to help him cough.
I think it's to help suppress his cough, but I mean, honestly, like I feel like shoving that thing halfway up your nose would make you cough more.
Probably, Jesus.
Is simply, as I've said, the reason why is simply genetic. The reason why I won't have a kid and pass on is because I know my kid would be autistic, right?
Wait, does being autistic automatically guarantee that your kids are going to have autism?
Not necessarily, but it does definitely help. Like, honestly, like me having autism is exactly why I want to have kids, because I want them to suffer.
Yeah. Based.
Yeah, the reason why I'm autistic is simply genetics, right? Well, most likely genetics. I mean, technically not all autism is genetic, right? Some of it can be caused from environments and diet and all that sort of thing.
Autism can be caused by diet.
I'm surprised he didn't say vaccines.
Dude, if I go to McDonald's and I eat too many McChickens, I might get autism.
I'm pretty sure that's how I got autism, honestly.
Yeah. I think, like, I don't know if he's implying that autism is something that you can develop over time, or like, is that what he's suggesting? Because I'm pretty sure autism is something that you're either born with or you're not born with.
Yeah, no, you either have it or you don't.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, that's what I thought.
But 90% of it, if not 95% of it, is genetic, right? My dad's definitely got autism. He even says himself that he's got some form of Asperger's. So it's not really surprising that I'm autistic, right? Realistically, when I was a kid, my dad used to tie me to a high chair when I couldn't sleep, and he used to tie me in the middle of nowhere, tie me in the kitchen, and just leave me there to cry, which I have heard can increase the risk of things like autism, ADHD, separation anxiety.
That's not how that works. Autism isn't based on trauma.
I got autism because my dad tied me to a high chair and made me cry. Oh my god.
Honestly, he should have tied him to a high chair and threw him off a dock.
Dude, that's insane. I got autism because my dad tied me to a high chair and left me to cry alone.
What is this guy, Skinny Brian Mullins? Like,
dude, you know what? Him saying that makes me believe that he has autism.
Yeah.
Who did you hear that from? Like, he said he heard that. Like, from who?
Well, he said his dad told him that when he was little, he'd get tied to, like, he'd tie him to a fucking high chair.
Oh,
which...
he said he heard that can cause autism, and that's what I'm confused about. Like, who?
Probably the screeching monkeys that are inside his brain.
I know. You know, I'm a little disappointed though. I expected a little bit more screaming, but hey, you know what? We still got a few minutes left of this video. There's the possibilities are endless.
Anxiety, PTSD, etc. Right, it can increase the risk later on in life. But
talking about autism like it's cancer.
I got taken away from my mum. No, my mum took me away from my dad when I was just under 2 years old. So at the same time, that probably made things worse. Maybe that what made me worse. I don't know. I don't know. It's an awkward one because there's.
Yeah, he definitely strikes me as the guy who was raised by a single mother.
Right. Maybe his mom told him that he got autism because his dad was like kind of abusive.
Your dad tied you to a high chair when you were a baby, and that's why you have autism.
Yeah, probably didn't want to let her baby boy go.
Jesus Christ.
Did that cause autism? Was it purely genetic? Probably a bit of both, but I'd say maybe more genetic, I would say. But yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 4 years old. And yeah, I couldn't really speak when I even before my mum took me away from my dad, I couldn't actually speak from her part. And then my dad was saying that I was...
Yeah, no shit, you were 2 years old. Hello, Mum. It's me, your 2-year-old baby. I can't do a fucking British accent.
You went straight into Italian.
Yeah. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, Papa Pia gave me the autism.
Yeah, that Goomba tied me to a chair. Jesus Christ.
No.
Fine.
Only way it would be better if it was to the freezer.
Yeah, like go old Benjamin Hewitt.
Speak when even before my mum took me away from my dad, I couldn't actually speak from her part. And then my dad was saying,
yeah, because you said you were less than 2 years old when your mom took you away from your dad. Of course you couldn't speak. How many articulate fucking babies do you know?
Like, I'm pretty sure Albert Einstein couldn't speak until he was fucking 7 or some shit.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a fucking retard.
No, I mean, he probably definitely had autism.
Oh no, he was 100% autistic.
They said that he developed the theory of E equals MC squared by looking at his own reflection in the water as while the boat was traveling that he was in. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely odd. That's the tism right there.
Yeah, dude, if boats helped him do it, autism.
Meta poem said, do I now what? I'm a bit mental, as the realist rant man here would say. God, I still can't believe that he thinks he got autism from his dad tying him to a high chair. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Wasn't the cause of his autism, but definitely made it worse.
Yeah, no, that's fucking. It's it gave him PTSD, maybe, but I
No,
mean,
no, not as a 2-year-old. No, not a
I don't know.
chance.
Saying that
Yeah,
I
who
was
knows?
fine. It's like two different opinions from two different parents. That's the problem that I've always had. Is with my mum and dad, they've always kind of had different opinions and sort of argued over them, and then I've been stuck in the middle. And yeah,
Yeah, welcome to most people who have parents that aren't married anymore. You're right. He's getting it. The reason why autism is on the rise is because of divorced parents arguing in front of their kids.
That's fuck. I guess that's how it happened for me.
Yeah.
My parents fought all the time, and
Now you got the
look at me
tism.
now. I'm too retarded to even fucking that use a fucking like vapor inhaler properly.
True. Shove that shit way up in your nose.
Honestly, if it doesn't like fucking fumigate my brain, I don't want it.
True.
yeah. So I saw my dad when I was 4. I got to see my dad again when I was 3 or 4. I got diagnosed with autism when I was around 3 or 4. I think I was 4 years old when I got diagnosed with autism. And yeah, I was a weird kid, man. I was a weird kid.
You're a weird kid, bro. You're a weird adult.
That's what I was about to say. Like, fucking,
You look
can't
like
even make.
yeah,
He looks like fucking Sid the Sloth.
like he looks like a cross between Sid the Sloth and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ugh, God. I thought I was being mean.
Dude, just shave that shit off your face, bro. Just get rid of it. Holy moly.
I used to pretend to be a dinosaur. I used to pretend to be a car. I was
Wait, didn't all kids do that?
Yeah. Like,
Dude,
granted,
who didn't pretend to be a dinosaur as a kid?
well, here's the thing, though. He pretended to be a car, so even after the dinosaur in him died, he could still have it with him in spirit.
True. Dude, I don't know, dude. He's like, I was completely autistic. I did things that normal kids do.
Yeah,
Bro,
totally.
no shit.
a weird kid,
Oh,
What?
I was
He
a
just
very
like
weird kid.
wedged it in there.
at this point, I'm sure it's just a habit. He didn't even sniff. Aren't you supposed to like inhale when you do that?
Yeah, you breathe deep so you can get the fucking vapor into your lungs.
Yeah, you're supposed to like give it a good sniff so it gets up there. It looks like he's just doing it as like a form of like it's like a compulsive thing.
Let me put it that way.
Oh,
Yeah, my childhood was pretty much throughout primary school was just me pretending to be a dinosaur. Really, I saw a guy when I was 15.
my entire childhood is really just me pretending to be a dinosaur.
Do you think he screeched at the other kids when he was 9?
Just imagine I was like, okay, come on, time to eat your lunch. And you just guys like
It's not raw meat.
oh my god. Yeah, like how it goes from child to 50. He went from like 3 to 4 years old to my entire childhood was me pretending to be a dinosaur to 15. Okay, I'm ready for this.
Do
What
you
happened?
think he stopped pretending to be a dinosaur when he
Dude, I'm
turned
surprised
15?
he's not roaring right now. Let's see.
16 when I went through that self-improvement stage. I met an old guy at the gym once, and it's really weird because his last name's the same name as my last name, but he knew me as a different last name because my mum's an idiot. Thought it'd be a good idea to put my name in another name, and now I can't even get a driver's license because of it.
What does that even mean?
So, you know what I've been thinking this entire video so far? Where are his shoulders?
Maybe he's a dinosaur. He's Lyle's favorite, the Brontosaurus.
I mean, he's got the neck for it.
That's why his camera is angled at the fucking ceiling.
Oh yeah, it kind of reminded me of your like styrofoam, like just head.
I still have it. I actually bought it at Yamaka.
Based.
That's what
You gotta-
real autism looks like.
You gotta show support for Israel.
Yeah. The styrofoam head is, pro-Israel. Makes things a little awkward.
Bloody parents, man. That's why I hate parents, man.
You hate parents because your mom wrote your. Okay, so he didn't really give a lot of context, but it sounds like what he said was my mom wrote down her last name instead. I'm assuming that he had the last name that his father gave him when he was born. So it sounds like what he said is because my mom wrote my last name on the gym membership as her last name instead of my dad's last name because they don't get along. Now I can't get a driver's license.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, all I remember you was doing was just pretending to be a dinosaur. I just looked at him and was like, well, yeah, I was a weird kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, when I got into secondary school, I pretty much got bullied. And the thing is, it's really weird because when I used to act really weird, I didn't get bullied. And then when I started to act all quiet and the complete opposite, that's when I got bullied. You know what I mean? It's like they saw my quietness as a weakness and they picked on it and they spread rumors about me. I was obviously bullied at school,
Dude, look at his hands, man.
Like,
Hold on, let me
so
see.
what I want to point out here is like he wasn't getting bullied for acting abnormal. It was when he shut down and stopped like interacting with the other kids that they sort of took exception to his existence because like the weird quiet kid does tend to get ostracized because they're not trying to make friends with anyone.
Yeah. Or like, here's the other thing too. Maybe the reason why you didn't get bullied for acting like a dinosaur as a kid is because all fucking kids do that. That's why. And then you went from that to like being the weird school shooter kid in the back of the class.
Ooh,
Of course they're gonna make fun of you.
yeah.
But like,
No,
look
if
at
you're
it.
acting.
He's got like fucking like heroin burns on his fucking hand.
Those are probably cigarette burns from his mom, or leftover like rope scars from when he got tied to the high chair.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to use his little nose thing as a cell phone.
at school. I made a stupid bloody old YouTube video which made things 10 times worse.
Oh, I want to
Oh,
see
we
that
gotta
YouTube
find
video.
that.
I made a bloody YouTube video, yeah.
I really hope it's the one that's why I hate being a virgin.
Yeah. Well, he said that was back when he was 15, and I'm assuming he's older than 50. He looks like he's about 17 in this video, maybe.
He could be. Of course, like British people with autism, like he could be 40. We don't know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, people were assholes at school. It's certain. A lot of the bullying doesn't affect me itself, but the thoughts that come from the bullying still live in me now.
Wait, what? What did you just say? The what from the bullying?
But the thoughts that come from the bullying still live in me now.
The faults that come from the bullying?
He's got a speech impediment. It's called being British.
Yeah, is that what he said though? The faults of it?
Well, the thoughts, I believe.
Oh, the thoughts.
Yeah.
So he said the bullying didn't bother me. It's just the thoughts from the bullying that are so the bullying is bothering you, is what you're saying.
Like
that's
the
like
after effects.
Yeah, that's like me shooting you with a gun and you saying, well, the gun isn't killing me, it's the blood loss, really. That's the problem. Anna GD is in the chat now. saying, "Does he know?" Oh, I don't know what he knows.
You know, still in my head now.
Bet he knows a
Yeah,
lot
then
about dinosaurs.
Yeah. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Apparently, they put out a new Jurassic World movie very recently.
Yeah.
So,
I think it comes out like in a couple days
well, I don't know if
with
Moist
Scarlett
Critical has.
Johansson in it.
Nice. I don't know if Moist Critical had like early screening.
Probably. I know because reviews already came out, so I know that some people did get to go to early screenings of it. I mean, I'm gonna
God,
watch it just because it's Jurassic Park. I mean, it can't be worse than the last one that came out.
yeah.
The one that came out in 2022 was a fucking dumpster. It was dog water.
I did not see that one. I did see the first Jurassic World movie, but
I thought the first Jurassic World movie was fine. I thought the second Jurassic World movie, what was it? That one, Dominion, or I can't remember what that one was called, but that one was okay. I didn't like it when it first came out, but then after I rewatched it and kind of like thought about it a little bit, I'm like, it's a fine movie. And then the third one was just poop.
oh, there were 3 already.
Yeah, the third one, the one that had all the original cast from the first Jurassic Park movie, it was poop.
Nah, that's a shame.
It was, yeah. So it had the fucking like it had this girl that was just Chris Pratt's character, but a girl, and having them together sharing screen time was awkward because they were both the same character. They, the both rough and tumble survive. Anyway, we're getting too off the fucking thing. I want to hear this guy be a dinosaur.
see, I had college, first year of college, had the odd bit of stick here and there, but generally fine once I was bullied, really. Second year was quite a let off.
Okay, so he's definitely older. This guy's probably 25 if he's talking about his second year in college.
Yeah.
Because second year of college, basically, if you're American, that's 17 to 18, what you would class as high school, but we call it, when you get to 16, 18, you get sixth form, apprenticeship, and college, and I did college. Yeah,
That's
it's just
stupid.
type it up and you research it, really. I can't be bothered to explain it.
No, fuck you. Explain it to me, tard.
You explained everything else, man. What the heck?
Yeah, you explained how you were pretended to be a dinosaur your entire childhood.
You explained for no reason that your mom wrote down your wrong last name at the gym and now you can't get a driver's license because of it.
You explained that your dad tied you to a high chair and gave you autism, like
Dude,
forcefully
man.
injected it into you.
Fucking great.
And yeah, if you're wondering why I'm reading off the scripts, because I had
These
to
are
write things.
scripted. Okay.
Wow. If you're I have some critiques for you.
The script is terrible. You'll never sell it in Hollywood.
A script doesn't matter if you just write down your thoughts as they come to your head and then you just say perfect and then just read it. Then that's the same thing as just being unscripted. You should edit your scripts so that way your stories and your thoughts are a little bit more coherent. I don't think these are scripted. I think he's lying. He's looking all over the place.
Well, so the majority of the time I have seen him looking like down to his left. So there might be something there.
I like Anna said, I think he's illiterate and had read no books. the most politically correct insult ever.
Down because it's quite a complicated topic, really. But in my opinion, it is anyway. But yeah, pretty much second year of college was a let off. Then the isolation came, and yeah, quarantine came around and I got OCD. Well, I already had OCD. My OCD got a lot worse. I couldn't.
Yeah, now he has OCD.
Well, I mean, you've seen him shove that fucking vapor thing up his nose like every 5 seconds.
That's probably like what the fucking scratchy shits came from on his hand.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
believe him.
I
believe him.
I gotta switch my fucking live chat over to YouTube because fucking shitty StreamYards isn't giving me the actual most, because I have not seen any of Turish's live chats.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
which is weird.
Yeah, no, the last one that he posted that he said he looks like the result of the Irish potato famine. I thought was hilarious, but
That is hilarious, but it never popped up on StreamYards.
yeah.
Okay. I have resized the screen. So yeah, he has all these fucking diseases or whatever.
And I started counting, like when I was washing my hands, and dare do I say this, wiping my ass and having showers. I was counting numbers in my.
I'm wiping my ass. Oh my god. You know, that's why I don't believe this is scripted, because why would you put dare I say or heaven forbid me say? Like why would you put that in your script?
I mean, look at him. He's retarded.
Oh, dude, there's something ain't right with that boy. I'll tell you what.
There's a lot not right with that boy.
My head. So I've suffered with OCD anyway, but OCD got a lot worse during lockdown. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. It's sad. It is sad. I mean, I still got OCD now, really. But yeah, I've been due therapy for the last 3 years, and they still haven't given it to me. But I don't know if I even need therapy. But to be fair, yeah, like as I said, my other mental health problems are things like OCD, ADHD, things like that. You know, I mean, during my childhood, I had abusive step parents. I got abused by my stepmom. She would call me a skank, and one time she threatened to beat me up because I didn't get the.
That's yes, very abusive.
But how is he a skank if he's been a virgin his whole life?
Yeah.
Or for her granddad, yeah.
Well, why did she threaten to beat you up? That's what I want to know. What did you do to deserve it?
He was probably screeching like a dinosaur when he was 16 still.
She was probably trying to watch her soaps.
You stop being a fucking dinosaur right now, you bleeding fucking retard.
Oh, Jesus.
I remember the thing in my head right now, actually. Yeah. And my dad.
I just imagine his script in parentheses just saying, yeah. That's why I don't believe that this is scripted.
Dad's still with her now. That's why I barely see my dad. You know, sticking up for her over me. And then I was an abusive stepdad who my mum's left over a decade ago now, but he once slammed my head against the wall and caused my head to bleed.
See, now that's abuse.
Yeah. I think I'm putting two and two together. He slammed your head against the wall until your head bled. Starting to make a little bit more sense now.
I think that's what caused the autism.
It inflamed the autism.
Yeah, so his mom leaving his stepdad was probably the result of his stepdad slamming his head against the wall, and his dad not leaving his stepmom is because he was being a little pussy bitch about getting called a skank.
Maybe.
The bleeding was an accident, but the actual harm was there. And all I can't remember exactly what I did.
AD0321 says, is this just a random kid? No, this is a relatively large vlogger. He's his channel is more than 3 times the size of my channel. Someone who does channel art for me by the name of Mick Mush Trippy sent this to me like back in November, and I saved it in my backlog, and I wanted to do a live stream today, and I just pulled it out of my backlog and said, yo, let's go. This video is called Why I Hate Having Autism.
Yep, we're bullying retards.
Yeah, and at least this is maybe next time we talk about this guy, we can go over the video he made called why I like being a virgin and why I can relate to incels. Those were pretty good.
Yeah, I'm very curious about the why you should have kids and the why you shouldn't have kids series he had. Uh,
No,
definitely.
I think next time we stream, it's going to be why I hate being a virgin for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Did. I must have done something quite bad, but like to slam my head against the wall was a bit of an exaggeration. I could clap around the back of the head's one thing, but smacking your actual head against the
I like how he's already victim blaming himself. I must have done something pretty bad. Like, how do you know? I screeched like a dinosaur and then he slammed my head into the wall. Go back to being extinct, you bloody cunt. Oh.
wall. Like, do you know what I mean? That's abusive. That is abusive. And yeah, I had family when I was growing up tell me I couldn't do anything because of my autism and all this. You can't do this, you can't do that. Like constantly smothering me and being overprotective.
No,
I think
you
that's what led to
can't jump off the roof to try and fly. You've got autism.
He's like, you bloody idiot. Don't you know that pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs?
Oh God.
me having social anxiety. I think that's because
I think most people have social anxiety, right? Like, I think being extroverted is abnormal.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like,
especially in this day and age where all
yeah.
of our interactions are online.
Yeah, I think like I think there's like varying stages of it. Like I feel like some people might have social anxiety that might be a little bit more extreme, right? Uh like I don't know, I used to have a really hard time with public speaking. That's definitely a form of social anxiety, but like I don't know, I just don't think having social anxiety is that abnormal.
Yeah, no, after I worked at a call center for about a year, I had extreme anxiety around receiving phone calls, and now, I mean, fuck, look at me. I spend
Oh,
half my day in Discord calls.
like dude, like I used to get in trouble at work all the time because I will 100% prefer to send people emails rather than phone calls, and then I have to get the speech about how phone calls are more effective than emails, which I know. I
Yeah.
just, you know,
I
who
wouldn't
cares?
even necessarily say more effective because an email leaves a paper trail.
That's what I always say.
Yeah,
But
phone calls
now
are just faster.
well, what I do now is I'll call someone and then I'll send them an email saying following up with our phone call. So that way, like you said, they have a paper trail because a lot of people like to pull that. You never told me. And I'm like, actually, according to this email, I did.
Right?
I
Yeah,
sort
I
of
need
grew
to
up
get
thinking the
better at
world's a
that.
bad place. I can't do anything. I'm useless. I'm useless. And I think that's what happened. I've sort of had that instilled into me from a very young age.
His
So
parents must have thought like autism was the same thing as Down syndrome.
probably. This
And I
guy
think
seems
that hasn't
high functioning.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure in like most cases, like autism isn't that debilitating.
Yeah.
helped with my anxiety. But yeah, those are pretty much the other mental problems: the OCD, anxiety, ADHD, etc.
Oh, there we go. We're piling them up. ADHD is ADHD, OCD, ABC, 1, 2, 3. It's all
Yeah,
there.
probably gonna add BPD on there next.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Um, yeah, but the reason why I'm making this video is simply because why I hate my autism. Now, the reason why I hate my autism is simply because it just sucks, right?
See, that's why I don't think this video is scripted. What was with the long exaggerated pause and the looking in the air for words?
Yeah, I think you got a point there. But what if, and hear me out here, he has stage notes?
That might be it. But here's the other weird thing, like why lie about your whether or not your video is scripted? That just seems kind of weird.
Yeah, it is
Like
pretty
most of the time when people lie, they lie and say their video is unscripted when it is scripted, not the other way around.
Yeah. Maybe he just wants to appear. Oh, this guy scripts his videos. He's clearly a professional who's trying to make
Yeah.
it on the platform.
I just like how it took 8 minutes into a 15-minute video for him to say why he actually hates autism, and the answer is because it sucks.
Right? No, like autism really only sucks if you let it. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've done something like extremely like fucking dorky and retarded, and a chick has been like, want a piece of that retard meat.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Like, you can't sleep at night. Your literal brain's constantly constantly like on fire all the bloody time. It's like you can't go to sleep, and when you do go to sleep, you just wake up early. Like,
The brain's on fire, huh? The bugs in there causing that fire.
Maybe you should stop the Adderall. It seems like it's having an adverse effect on you.
Yeah, so I know they say meth burns holes in your brain, and that if you have ADHD, you take legal meth. So maybe you're taking too much and you're burning holes in your brain, and that's why your brain's on fire.
Oh yeah.
on
my
average, I
brain's
get
on
5 or
fire.
6 hours a night. Like, I'm barely sleeping enough. I'm literally going
5 or
insane.
6 hours a night is what I get on average.
Literally. I like how when people act like 6 hours of sleep is somehow like this deprivation thing.
Yeah, no, that's like the normal amount of sleep for an adult of his age.
Yeah, I think like most sleep doctors will recommend between 7 and 8, right? But if you're like getting 6 hours of like consistent uninterrupted sleep, you're going to hit your REM cycle at least 4 times during that, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah, like, so I've seen like some studies that suggests like, okay, so like during like the ages of like fucking 0 to 15, like when your brain develops the most, you need like 8 or more hours of sleep a day, and that's why young kids take naps so that they can get more than the 8 hours of sleep that is recommended by doctors for the average adult. Then like up until like your mid 30s or 40s, you can like function pretty well off of like 5 to 6. Like that's the bare minimum you need, but the doctors are still recommending 8 because you know more sleep is better than less.
Mm-hmm. Anna says, is autism related to lower than average IQ? I have no idea. I don't know what the
Yeah.
I don't know
So
what the relationship between fucking intelligence and autism is.
I don't think there's much of one in the case of like high functioning autistics. Like, the lower functioning ones definitely have lower IQs, but there's probably like other things going on. But some of the smartest people that I've met have been autistic. They just suck at talking to girls.
Yeah. Or just like people in general.
Yeah. That too, but who cares about that?
Yeah.
And it's all genetic, because my dad has the exact same problem. My grandma has the exact same problem.
Oh, we're back on the genetics thing again.
Is it genetics or getting tied to the high chair? Make up your fucking mind.
Well, he's to be fair, he said it was genetic, but the being tied to the high chair made it worse.
Okay. I see.
I don't think it's lifestyle. I've tried supplementing with magnesium,
Magnesium?
CBD oil, that's failed.
I heard CBD oil and magnesium definitely cure autism.
Oh, definitely. What else would they do?
The only thing I haven't done is CBT.
Cock and ball torture. He hasn't tried cock and ball torture to cure
I've tried
autism.
everything to cure my autism except for hire that Serbian chick in the leather to step on my balls.
I mean, I think that might cure mine.
I know he said CBD, but still.
No. He said
Like
CBT.
CBT.
Well, he did say CBD earlier. The CBT that he's referring to is cognitive behavioral therapy, which has
Oh,
been shown as effective for autistic people that have like meltdowns and stuff.
uh-huh.
But
The little autistic screeching meme.
yeah,
Dude, I'm waiting for him to do that. Like, I'm waiting for any second for him just to ape out.
if his mom comes into the room, you know he will.
You just see the high chair fly across the fucking camera. Oh my lord.
Years now, but I'm giving up on that now. Plus, I don't know if I even need therapy. I think I'm just doomed. I just think the moment I was born, I was doomed.
That's the.
And the thing is, I know so many people who are autistic who, hate their parents for bringing them into this world. So
You like literally complained about how much your life sucks with autism, but then said you think you're doing just fine and you don't need to go to therapy. What the fuck, man?
Well, and then after he says he's doing just fine and he doesn't need therapy, he says, "Oh, I'm doomed to like
My
fucking."
I hate my parents for bringing me into this world.
Well,
He's-
they brought you in, they could bring you out.
He's watched too much Rick and Morty.
Yeah, definitely. He's probably thinks it's the smartest show on TV.
You have to have a actually high IQ to understand the show.
Like
It's all
Rick and
poop and fart
Morty.
jokes.
Yeah, Rick and Morty is literally like Rick and Morty fans are basically like what Frasier fans were in the 2000s.
Yeah, true. Big Bang Theory fans. Oh,
Big Bang Theory fans. There's always one fucking show every decade where everybody's like, "Oh, he wouldn't get it because you're not educated enough."
you don't have any media literacy. I'm so glad people don't say that anymore.
Right. I haven't seen it in a couple of months, and I hope it stays that way.
Same.
I feel their pain. I really do. I relate to autistic people so much, man. So much more than neurotypicals. Neurotypicals annoy me, man. Like, obviously, there are decent
Yeah, well, I'm not going to make a video called Why I Hate Being Neurotypical. That's for damn sure.
I'm never gonna make a video titled "Why I Hate Having a Huge Dick."
Why I hate being a normal member of society.
Why I hate having a driver's license and owning a car.
Yeah, what is even like seriously, when you think about it, what is even neurotypical? Is anybody really like neurotypical anymore? Or is that like almost as rare as being born with like 37 mental disorders?
So, I think neurotypical people are just people that haven't been diagnosed with anything.
True.
They got something going on. I have never met a
I've
purely
not been.
normal person.
Here's a shocker for everyone. I've not been diagnosed with anything. I know, right? Clearly something's going on there. Speaking of neurodivergent, Anna said, I wish he could explain what it means to be neurofuckable.
What?
I know, it doesn't make any sense, but it's funny. Oh.
Damn,
typical
that's not
people out
showing
there.
up on mine.
But vast majority of them are such sheep. They listen to all these stupid social media trends and
Neurotypical people are dumb because they listen to social media trends, says the literal vlogger.
Okay, he said trends. I was only sort of half paying attention because I was looking at chat, and I heard trains, and I'm like, yeah, no, that checks out.
Yeah, he said neurotypical people are sheep because they follow social media trends.
I've seen so many more like autistic people.
Look, here's the problem. You can't say these people are sheep, they follow trends, but also use words like neurodivergent and neurotypical.
Yeah. My lighter go. There it is.
I mean, obviously, a lot of autistic people that are probably following the woke narrative as well. There's 100.
Yeah, so you literally just fucked your own narrative. neurotypical people are sheep, but neurodivergent people are like basically SJWs with woke agendas. Like, okay, bro, so you just basically said it doesn't matter if you're autistic or not, you can still be a sheep.
Honestly, autistic people are more likely to be influenced by trends because, you know, they see it, they want to emulate it to seem more normal.
Just like this guy wanting to emulate dinosaurs.
Yeah!
Fucking Turkish LOL social media trains.
Choo choo,
genders and stuff,
motherfucker.
which obviously I don't agree with. But yeah, like generally speaking, most people that I know are autistic, especially like autistic men as well, I relate to a lot. You know, I really do. You know, autism sucks, man. You know, you can't stand to be around people. You're forced to.
This is not scripted at all. There's no fucking way in hell.
I'd hope this autistic man identified with autistic men like a lot. Like,
Yeah, I really
on,
do,
buddy.
mate. Bloody hell, I identify with them, especially if it's Tuesday, isn't it?
He's got the autism.
Autism. Let me get a bottle of water.
No, not that kind of bottle of water. It's crinkly and I don't like the texture.
It makes my tism go sparkly doing doing. Or whatever. British people when you call the flicky flicky 3000 a light switch.
Flicky flicky 3000 is what I do.
No, it was like flicky wiki dingy donger or something like that.
The flicky wiki dingy donger is my finisher when I'm finger blasting a chick.
I just want to be like fucking Kurt Angle and Vince McMahon, be like, oh, he's pulling out the flicky wiki dingy donger while you're dead with a chick. I'm just in the cuck chair with my mic, like holding on, like,
maybe the next time I wind up at a fetish club, I hire someone to commentate from the cuck chair.
True. It'll have to be someone who's neurodivergent.
True.
Because I don't get an awkward boner.
Honestly, it wouldn't be a good time if they didn't get an awkward boner.
True.
Work in a society that doesn't give a fuck about you. You're forced to work a job which isn't designed for you. You know, you're not social. You hate people a lot of the time. We certainly prefer to not be around them, depending on how much.
This is like just normal things that people bitch about. Like, this isn't something that's just like exclusive to autistic people. I think most people feel like they work a job that isn't designed for them with or for people who don't care or appreciate them. Like, this is just normie whiny bullshit.
Yeah, I'm starting to question if this guy's really autistic, and then I remember he pretended to be a dinosaur until he was 15.
He said he went to the gym. He's like, bloody hell, lad, ain't you the one who pretended to be a dinosaur? Like, imagine just being that guy when you go out somewhere like years later and they just remember, the only thing they remember about you is you're the guy who was a dinosaur.
Dude, that's gonna follow him until he's 50 and all. And
on his gravestone, it's gonna be
dying.
Yeah, on his gravestone, it's gonna be like the realist rant man who lived and died a dinosaur.
I wonder which dinosaur he pretended to be.
Oh, it was definitely a T-Rex.
Yeah,
100%.
I guess me, I haven't had great experience with people, so of course I'm not going to like them. You know. Yeah, and I hate having ADHD because you can't like focus or anything. You know, same with OCD. Like OCD is constantly like, I think my OCD is like is a coping mechanism for my anxiety.
Your OCD is a coping mechanism for your anxiety.
Isn't that literally what OCD is? Like to an extreme degree.
No, to an extreme degree, OCD is what's called forms in what's called magical thinking. It's the idea that two things are factually tied together. So, for instance, someone with severe OCD will 100% believe that if they step on a crack, it will 100% cause their mom's back to break.
Yeah, but like that's like it just kind of seems like an anxiety response. Like,
A little, so it causes anxiety, but it's not from anxiety. It's definitely it's a compulsive thing, right? To an
yeah,
obsessive degree, hence the name. Like it's the idea that like you have to do things in a ritualistic pattern, and if you don't, you're gonna have to suffer some kind of weird consequence. Basically, there's a self-preservation mechanism in your brain that is helps you be advert to risk, right?
mhm,
For example, that's where like superstition comes from. So like you might know in your head that's factual that there's no way that breaking a mirror will cause you to have 7 years of bad luck, but your that defensive mechanism in your brain is going to override your logic and say, but why take the risk,
yeah.
right?
So like, I do have a good bud back in Ohio that has OCD, and he has to like flick the. I can't remember exactly how many times, but he has to like flick the light switch like multiple times in a row every time he leaves a room, or else like his mom dies or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, I try not to humor it too much because he has his own way of dealing with it, but it just sort of seems like, you know, that's the type of thing that would be brought on by, when he was young, his mom like telling him to, turn off the light when he leaves a room to save money on electricity, or else they won't have money for food, and you know she'll like get in a car crash or something. But so like I'm wondering like exactly how much of it is like caused by pure like just absolutely insane two things that could
Yeah.
never possibly be caused by one thing never being caused by the other in any sort of reality whatsoever, and like how much is caused by things that people were told as kids.
Yeah, well,
Just
according to the Mayo Clinic, OCD is described as a pattern of unwanted thoughts and fears known as obsessions that lead you to do repetitive behaviors, also called compulsions. These obsessions and compulsives get in the way of daily activities and cause a lot of distress. There is no known cause because OCD is not fully understood, but it's thought that it is caused by a combination of genetic and environmental factors.
okay, so a little bit of a little bit of schizophrenia, a little bit of trauma.
Mhm. Yeah. So it kind of like leads into a little bit of what I was saying. Like, I don't know, people who think that they have to fucking alphabetize their fucking library means they have OCD just piss me off. My
Yeah,
OCD won't let me not put my fucking collection of shit in rainbow order. I'm like, no, that's not your OCD. That's just your brain liking patterns. That
yeah. Now, if
most
they were
people,
saying my shit has to be in rainbow, like all my shit has to be in rainbow order, or else my grandma gets raped, that's
yeah,
OCD.
If I have an anxiety over something, I use coping mechanisms. You know,
that's everyone does that. Everybody copes uses a coping mechanism when they have anxiety about something. I'm just so sick of people talking about anxiety like it is this exclusive thing. Like, and if you have it, there's something wrong with you. It just pisses me off.
Yeah,
Everybody has eustress and distress. It's just part of life.
yeah. There's some people out there that genuinely do have higher levels of anxiety than fucking anybody should.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But,
There
like,
there
yeah.
there are like the bullshit made up one is general anxiety disorder. And it's just like, because like I said before, your anxiety is also that built-in defense mechanism in your brain that was left over from caveman era that make you feel stressed out about changes in your life because change automatically equals unknown factors. We are creatures of habit because habits equal survival, right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
stress comes from the change in life that causes our survivability quote or quotient, I think is the number, to become question mark rather than a definitive number. It's the reason why things like moving houses make you feel anxious because when we were cavemen, moving caves meant where's the food going to be? Where's the water's going to be? Where's the shelter going to be? How do I know this is going to be sustainable to me? That's why our brains want us to stay in the same place, doing the same thing for the rest of our life. It's why people can be in shitty relationships for so long, be in shitty jobs for so long, just live like shit for so long, because our brains teach us that habits and schedule equal good, change equal bad, even if we cognitively are aware of the fact that the change that we're trying to take is better.
Yeah, no, the generalized anxiety disorder is just what wealthy white women use to get Xanax prescriptions.
True.
I do use other coping mechanisms, I would say, like video games, crap food, porn.
I knew porn was coming in that list.
You know, when I get stressed out, I appreciate a bloody good wank.
Yeah, me too. Fuck.
Dude, you're just I don't understand. He's trying to make it sound like he's some kind of like fucking unicorn for having fucking autism, and he's describing what he uses to cope with stress, and it's all things that most people use to cope with stress. Food, you know,
Yeah.
stimulus, video games, stimulus, sex, stimulus, exercise, stimulus.
Yeah. No, this guy is like the most normal fucking person I think I've ever seen try to explain how shit their life is because of, a minor inconvenience. And
Yeah.
in his case, it seems to be extremely minor. Um, the hardest thing that he has to deal with is probably like his social life being absolute fucking dog water because he doesn't know how to talk to people, which is something that therapy would help him with.
Mm-hmm. Or meds.
Meds too, but I definitely think the therapy would do the more heavy lifting of that in that.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Even alcohol. I've gone into the woods before, you know what I mean, with like a bottle of wine in my hand and drunk the whole
Bottle
thing and gotten
wine.
drunk in the middle of nowhere. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all like is it a healthy coping mechanism? No, but is it a common coping mechanism, self-medication? Yep, sure is.
Yeah,
Like
I've smoked.
this isn't unique to you having autism. Sorry.
Yeah,
Because
I
I've
smoked weed when I was dealing with like excessive levels of anxiety, and it helped until it started causing more anxiety than it
True,
solved.
yeah. Too much, people don't wanna acknowledge the fact that smoking pot has side effects, but it is true that there's believed to be a correlation between heavy pot usage and paranoia.
Yeah. I mean, THC is a very low grade psychedelic, and you know, too much
Mhm.
of any psychedelic will break your fucking brain.
Yeah. Burn out your fucking dopamine receptors and shit.
Oh yeah.
felt sad, I suppose. But yeah, that's why I hate autism. I think the reason why autism's hated as well, and that's another thing actually that I was about to on another bullet point is why autism is hated. And I think a lot of that is simply because
He didn't really go into detail about why he hates having autism. The biggest thing he said is it makes it hard for him to sleep.
Yeah, you know what makes it hard for me to sleep? Fucking nicotine addiction. Like,
Yeah.
I still love cigarettes.
As he coughs.
It's because I haven't had enough cigarettes.
Autists. Is it autists? I hate it simply down to the fact that we don't listen to the social norms a lot of the time. We're like,
Dude, why are we back on this, man? No, people don't hate autists because they don't follow social norms. I don't think people really hate people with autism. Like, autism is a pretty generalized diagnosis. It's not like you have AIDS in the 80s and people just automatically think that you're just a walking like petri dish giving everyone the plague.
Yeah, no, the reason autistic people get bullied is because kids don't understand differences. Like, they look at someone that's, running around with their elbows in their armpits, screeching like a T-Rex, and they see, man, this guy's a fucking loser.
Yeah. Like, kids bully kids over, like you said, just anything that's being different. But the problem is, like, when you get an adults, like, no one's gonna be like, ew, gross autist, you don't follow social norms. Ah.
Yeah, like the worst that you'll get, like as an adult being autistic, is that girl at the bar is gonna like turn her back on you to keep talking to her friend.
Yeah. And they're probably gonna do that for people who aren't autistic too.
Yeah, and it's always because like they're not interested in like the dinosaur facts that you bring up.
Did you know that, long necked dinosaurs didn't actually have brains in their tails to help control the lower half of their body?
Damn it!
fuck
I
you,
was
I do what
hoping
the
that
hell
one
I
was
want.
real.
You know what I mean? Like, realistically, people want me, my family, when I've talked to them about my issues before, 2 years ago, because I haven't talked to them about that since, really, and nor do I plan to, have said, oh, just go out and get a job and you'll find a purpose. Just go out and, I don't know, and talk to us some more. I'm like, that's gonna work, isn't it? Because I've tried that and it's failed. I mean, I don't like my family anyway. They're toxic as hell. They can't admit they're in the wrong. They can't. And
Oh God, stop it, dude. Stop it, man.
Fucking-
Can you not do that for like at least 15 minutes? Just go
Yeah.
15 minutes without shoving that thing up your schnoz, man.
Like when I was like my early 20s, I hated having jobs, and I didn't like get along with my family at all. And do you know what fixed that? Getting a job and talking more with my fucking family. Like,
This guy is like, oh, I failed. I tried it and it didn't work one time, so therefore I'm going to never do it again.
yeah, it sucks when it doesn't work the first time, but you know what that means? It just means you have to try something different. Like, talking with your family, for instance, like you can sort of just sit there and listen in, and like they don't expect you to like chime in at any time. They'd like it if you would, but like, you can listen, and if there's something that you know about or something that you're interested in, that's when you jump in. And then they start to like you more.
Yeah,
And when they
he-
start to like you more, they treat you different. And
he's
when
just
they treat you
thinking like a
different, you start to
rebellious.
like them more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just acting like every rebellious teenager.
Yeah.
don't
He's
help
definitely
himself.
like early 20s.
Yeah, for sure. Nobody understands me.
But they're 10 times. They're just as bad, if not worse. In fact, the main reason why my life sucks in the first place. They didn't smother me. They actually taught me actual stuff that actually mattered instead of just telling me I was vulnerable my whole life, throughout my whole childhood. Then, into my teens, you know what, I might have actually have grown up a bit more, you know, independent and more sure of myself. But it is what it is now. I mean,
He's like blaming all of his problems. Like, fuck it, I'm not gonna try to be a better person. I'm just gonna say my parents didn't raise me right, and that's why I'm a shitty person. The end.
Right, right. It's like, on one hand, like I can understand like being upset that, oh yeah, no, like my mom didn't teach me how to wash the dishes, so now I've got like moldy dishes in my sink, and like, but like on the other side there, like they probably got the autism diagnosis, and then they were like, you know, scared that like,
Mhm.
you know, what's autism gonna do? Like they probably didn't know anybody who had autism or was diagnosed with autism that, you know, out and proud said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm autistic," and I can't like they didn't
It's just
probably
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
examples of
The whole
successful
fucking
autism.
yeah, I don't know, dude. This whole thing is just like, oh bloody hell, I didn't pay my light bill on time. My parents didn't raise me right.
Thanks for reminding me. I gotta pay that tomorrow.
an adult now anyway, but yeah, I think the reason why autism's hated is simply just down to the fact that we go out social norms and we're hated on. It doesn't help the fact you've got the mainstream news demonising us as well, and you know, I mean, you always see like this autistic killer and in the news, and it's
Wait,
So,
what?
what autistic killers? I have never seen like even a fucking school shooter get labeled as autistic
The
and then
autistic
blame it on
shooter
that.
strikes again.
The autistic, like the autistic strangler has claimed another victim.
He's out there picking off the neurotypicals.
Yeah, they talked shit about trains.
Dude, this
And
guy is just like actively trying to make it like sound like autists are like demonized by society when in actuality it's just so normal at this point that no one cares.
yeah, he's
like, you know, he wasn't a killer, right, because he was autistic. He was a killer because he was fucking mental, right? There's nothing to do with his autism, mate.
I mean, it
But the
might have
mainstream media just want to cause division in society.
Maybe.
You know, that's what they do. But yeah, and I think the reason why I hate most neurotypicals is they just don't get you. They don't understand the fact that you don't want to work a shitty job for the rest of your life. They don't understand that you're more awake than they are. You know, most people I know that are
There we go
awake to.
again. Neurotypicals don't understand that you don't want to work a meaningless shitty job for the rest of your life. I'm just like, bruh.
you work the meaningless shitty job to get to get like experience. When you have that experience, you work a less like meaningless shitty job, and then you keep going from there. Like that's all you gotta fucking do. Like you can't just like start off being a rocket scientist. Like you have to, one, put in the effort for the schooling, and two, you have to work, you know, shitty jobs until you can be accepted at a fucking
Yeah.
like
I just like, I don't know, dude. It's just more shit. He's just complaining about nobody wants to work a meaningless job. Like nobody goes, gee golly gosh, I can't wait to go work this job where people treat me like shit and I feel like I don't matter. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody wants to travel, everybody wants to see the world, everyone wants to experience life. Nobody wants to work until they die. Like there are people out there who do want to do that, but they are in the minority. Most young people want to go out and see the world and experience life and not work a meaning. Like if I went up to somebody, if I went to the average person and was like, hello person, would you like to work a meaningless job where you're undervalued for the rest of your life? Or would you actually like to do something that makes you feel important? I'd be very surprised if even 1% said, I'd rather pick the meaningless job where I would feel under like no shit, man. Also
literally
to
just
point also to point a fact on autism, what is this? According to the CDC, 1 out of every 36 children are born with autism. So there you go.
Nice. I was lucky number 36.
The Matrix and awake to the way the world is are usually autistic or have some kind of mental health problem because they actually suffered so much, whether it be mentally, physically, financially.
I suffered so financially that I developed autism.
Right? No, I mean, like, say there is some sort of correlation with environment and autism. You'd think you would see a lot more autism in like poorer communities because
Yeah.
I would imagine like the number one like environmental factor would be having like enough food to eat. Like malnutrition would likely be the number one environmental cause because
True.
it's the number one environmental cause for the majority of like brain deficiencies.
They see the world for what it truly is, absolute hell. And if you think this world is great and it's a good idea to bring a kid into this world, well, you're selfish. Simple as. That's why I've become an anti-natalist, is because I've seen the world for what it is. And I just don't simply want to pass on my genes because my genes are very poor. I mean, look at me and look at who I am.
He's making good points now.
Yeah, no, honestly, I think the entire reason he's an antinatalist is because, there's no woman out there that wants to touch his dick.
Well, you know what? Nobody wants to fuck me. I'm just going to be against procreating.
Right?
Take that, society.
If I can't make a baby, then no one should.
I don't know, realistically, me bringing a kid into this world is a good idea. Yeah, I had a lot of clowns on my YouTube channel, one of my videos, why self-improvement is overrated, and some of the comments, man, absolute clowns, they have no clue. Like all this, oh, you just do self-improvement, everything will sort itself out. No, it won't. I still suffer inside. I've still got autism. I mean, how am I going to, do you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ, dude. I couldn't imagine being this fucking depressed and pessimistic. Like, what's the point of self-improving if you're just going to die one day?
Right? What a whiny little bitch. I want to see the comment section of the why self-improvement is overrated.
Yeah, that'll be for the next stream.
Yeah, can do that.
Nor do I actually care anyway.
Oh, God.
I've given up with that self-improvement garbage years ago now.
It's like every 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, for real.
All I need is enough money to survive and some escorts. That's it.
I just need to keep a roof over me head, food in me belly, and some hookers.
Dude, he's got all 3 things that you need to live. Fucking prostitutes, fucking food, and money.
He's got it all figured out, man.
Yeah, dude. He should write a book. I'd buy it.
I don't care about having a girlfriend and all that. Why would I?
Obviously not when you can just buy hookers.
Yeah, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for the low price of $300 an hour?
He's like, I like me hookers. They let me be a dinosaur in bed.
Did you know dinosaurs actually had feathers and it wasn't scales?
Dinosaurs were actually warm-blooded.
Dinosaurs were so big because the food supply was so abundant because we didn't destroy the environment yet.
They were hyper intelligent because they lived for 100 millions of years. Yeah, literally lots of oxygen in the ozone.
Wasn't actually a volcano that made the dinosaurs extinct. It was a meteor.
Their teeth actually wasn't exposed. They had lips. Yeah.
Sir, your hour's almost up. Do you want to get started? No, it's all good. I'll finish up in 15 seconds.
Let me just keep talking to you about them bloody dinosaurs.
I can't come if I don't tell you everything I know about the pterodactyls.
Do you know that Spinosaurus aegypticus was bombed by the Allies during World War II because it was discovered by a Nazi?
I think you win this one. Fuck. Got the
Have you
Nazis in there.
there was lots of apex predators in northern Africa, yeah, because there was this thing called niche partitioning where the dinosaurs all had different kinds of prey that they specialized in hunting in, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's why the Torbosaurus and the Spinosaurus existed in the same ecosystem, isn't it?
Are you sure you haven't been diagnosed with anything?
I'm positive. I do watch a lot of dinosaur documentaries.
Gallagher, I have some bad news for you. But, maybe it's good news.
You know what? I've already lived life long enough and gotten as far as I've gotten. Diagnosis for autism will not change that one bit.
Oh no, absolutely not. And it shouldn't have changed this guy's fucking life at all.
Yeah, at this point in time, if they told me, "Hey, we have this autism diagnosis. Do you want to see if you're negative or not?" I'd be like, "Nope, I'm good. I've already lived in this much time. It hasn't fucked with me yet that I know of."
Yeah, just tell the wife so that she knows the kid might come out a little bit special.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she already knows that's going to happen one way or the other.
Oh yeah.
Ass dumped, for what? Do you know what I mean? When I could just get an escort and get what I want, and that is sex and companionship. But yeah, there were a few natalists in the comments saying that one of them was saying, "Oh, children is the most amazing thing. Why do you want to have escorts?" Because
dude, man. No wonder why this guy is fucked up. I prefer escorts over actual companionship. Like, that's not healthy.
Yeah, like he's like, oh yeah, no, like I'll get the sex and the companionship that I need from an escort, and the best part about it is I can get a different one every time, so I won't get bored with them.
He's literally just trying to fill the empty hole in his heart.
Yeah, with fucking AIDS-riddled prostitutes.
God, I cannot imagine British prostitutes, man. They look fucking like your average American lot lizard.
Dude, the fucking teeth on those things just tear
look
your
at the
fucking dick
on
up.
that one.
It's like a fucking shark.
They all just look like Patrick from the episode where Squidward went back in time.
Probably.
Oh, they all just look like Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries.
Dude, that would make me bust instantly.
Oh God, no.
Because escorts don't produce children, that's why.
Oh well, buddy. I got some bad news for you.
Some of them do.
There ain't no guarantee that prostitutes don't always bear children.
Yeah, they
Jesus
just don't
Christ.
usually tell you about them because you paid them to leave you alone.
I don't want children, nor do I think you should. In fact, I don't think anyone should. But at the end of the day, I can't force you, so do what you like, I guess. Do what you like. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like, obviously. Leave a comment on what you want me to do next, and subscribe. And yeah, have a good day.
Bloody hell.
I think someone should go on that video and say the next video I want you to make is you pretending to be a Utah raptor.
Yeah. Did you know the velociraptor was the size of a turkey? It wasn't actually this big 4-foot jumping thing, yeah? Jumping all over the place, yeah?
Love to eat a velociraptor.
It was
Cook
from
one up for
China.
Thanksgiving. Ah, man, the Chinese got all the good fucking dinosaurs.
Michael Crichton didn't want to call them the Utah Raptor because he thought Velociraptor sounded cooler, yeah?
I mean, he was right.
Oh my God, dude. Do you know the
Utah.
T-Rex actually had the biggest eyes of any terrestrial animal that walked on Earth, giving it the biggest in-depth eyesight that ever existed? He saw better than bloody owls. And the prostitute's like, you know what? Here's your refund. I'm going home.
Right? Like, but wait, we haven't even started watching Jurassic Park yet. So I
Wait,
can
but
point out all the inconsistencies.
I bought Apple Plus so that we could watch Sir David Attenborough's Walking with the Dinosaurs. We gotta watch all 2 seasons.
All 2 seasons. You
Come
know
back
he's
here,
retarded.
bird, or whatever British people call women.
I paid for the hour.
You bloody cunt.
Same time next week.
Oh my god. Well, that was certainly an adventure.
I see a lot more fun from this guy in the future,
Yeah.
especially considering, you know, Why I Hate Being a Virgin is the title of his like 3rd most watched video.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that one next. And I'm also going to make sure to advertise the video in advance so that way everybody knows it's coming and it's not just me springing it up out of nowhere at midnight.
Yeah. Well, you know, like surprise midnight streams are fun.
Yeah, Beckett does it all the time.
Yeah. Hell, he'll do surprise 6 a.m. streams.
Yeah,
which
because
I think it should be a crime.
yeah, he's a fucking lunatic. He's completely mental.
Like, if you're having trouble sleeping and you decide you want to stream, why not stream at the beginning of the night?
Because he doesn't know that he's gonna have trouble sleeping that time.
That's fair.
Well,
But, I mean, I figure after like maybe 2 hours of being awake after you've been like laying in bed staring at the ceiling, fucking just desperately jerking your dick to try and like bust a nut so you can fall asleep.
I can't do that.
Can't do that?
Nope, too stimulating. Can't
That's
do
fair.
stimulating activities before I go to bed. You shouldn't eat, drink, or work out 5 hours before you go to bed. And jerking off is working out. Gets your heart rate up, gets your brain nice and stimulated, and also increases your core body temperature, which will factually cause sleep disruptions. You don't want to fuck up your Socratic cycle. Super easy to fuck up, super difficult to fix.
Oh, don't I know it?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Well, the 2 big projects I have coming up for everyone who is wondering is I am working on scripting for the what is it? The Gallagher's Guide to Not Taking Accountability on the Internet and the Lio Convoy the Abridged series. So those are the next 2. The Lio Convoy the Abridged series is going to take a while because it's 100% all animated by me. And Lio just keeps doing more shit, so it means that I need to make more little clips for the video. Expect the Gallagher Guide to Not Taking Accountability on the Internet to come out a lot sooner. It'll be very similar to the Gallagher Guide to Losing Internet Arguments. People seem to like that one, and they were looking forward to the accountability one coming out next.
Like, for the Lio Convoy the Abridged series, what if I'm sure you're planning on splitting it up into episodes, but like,
Well,
what
I'm
if
splitting it up into episodes, but it's gonna be one long video.
okay.
So it's gonna be like little chapter breaks, like chapter titles between each one, and then it's gonna be like a 30-second summary of the entire like drama arc. It's gonna start with the thing with the Star Wars toy people, and it's probably gonna end with I don't know, the Lanza shit.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid idea, but you could always like extend the episodes a little bit, like make them like 3 or so minutes. I don't know.
Oh god, dude, you're asking for a lot of work from me. It takes me
Maybe.
like a day just to make like a 1 minute long segment.
That's fair.
It's
So,
a lot of
what
work.
what if you were to release each episode as a short, and then like after they're all like released, you compile them into one video?
Yeah, I could. That would definitely be a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I mean, I don't have anything left to say. I'll maybe try to live stream again in the future. I'm definitely not going to be able to do anything this weekend because I have some shit going on in real life. But who knows? Who knows, right? Something might be able to come up.
You just have like 2 free hours because we've been. God damn! It took like
Almost 2 hours to get through that video.
that's like 14 minutes 15 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah, about. But yep, just want to go down the list and thank everyone who stopped by. We had Turish, Glass Raven, Metapome, Anna GD, AD0321, and I think that was it. I don't think we had
That's
anybody else stop by. There was a couple points where we had like 13 people watching the stream, but they didn't interact with chat. But yeah, no, make sure you guys subscribe so that way you can be notified of when I make the next video. Potato, is there anything else you want to say before I cut the stream?
Like the video if you liked it, disliked it if you want us to kill ourselves.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Yeah, that one.
Don't send me death threats. Dislikes are death threats.
I love a good death threat. Just make it creative.
Yeah, oh yeah, make me laugh. That's all I care. Make me laugh.
Definitely, but sounds.
Mhm.
That's all I got.
All right, I'll see you all later.
Catch y'all next time.